Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Well, you can see, I don't want to say class, but you can see differences in behavior, obviously. When you look at, for instance, the Americans or Zelensky or others, when they make statements on certain issues, and when you see others making, in this case, is Putin. As you know, Prigozhin's plane crashed. We don't know exactly what happened. Some say it was a missile. Some say it was a device on board of the plane. Some say we just don't know. They will tell us later. Nevertheless, there were some newspapers that demanded Putin coming out and say, it was not me, it was not me. Well, Putin is better than that, it seems like, and I'm not defending him, but Zelensky came out and said, it was not me. It was not me. Why do you make noise? As I said many times, if a crime occurs across the street and is the police over there and is, detective investigators and, emergency personnel, I'm not going to walk there and I'm going to say, hey, it was not me. It was not me. Why would I do that? It doesn't interest me. I don't care. Why would I need to go and let them know it was not me? Or as I give you another example, I see my neighbor guy walking around. I go outside and say, hey, I didn't sleep with your wife. Okay, I didn't sleep with your wife. Why do you come and tell me that? Right? Or let's say he's divorcing and you find out and you call him, Gigi, I didn't sleep with your wife. Why do you call me? So the same here. Putin did not do that. Putin is smarter than that. He doesn't say, hey, you know what? I didn't do it. Why? Because he doesn't consider those guys being his judge. I said, well, I have many other more important things to look for. This is something that happened to a businessman, according to him, but he comes out and he behaves, I would say, you'll see. You can assess for yourselves. He comes and says, you know what? My condolences. This is how I knew Prigozhin. This is how I see his life was, and it is what it is. He doesn't even talk about, the thing was blown up by anything. Superior, I would say, to all these guys pointing fingers, it was, even though he might be the criminal, but Zelensky might be the criminal. Maybe MI6 might be. Maybe, the Pentagon, and many others, okay? We don't know yet. You have, and I made a video earlier and I said who are the primary suspects in this. And believe it or not because I'm for or against. Putin ranks maybe on the fourth place. Fourth, maybe. The first one I said is who benefits. I went by that. Who benefits from these guys? Putin. Putin already won against this guy. But anyway, won. He wouldn't have anything. Prigozhin had a problem with Russian military, not with Putin. So again, they point the finger at Putin. Point whatever. Let me show you what Putin said about Prigozhin and all this. Sputnik. You can find this in other articles, but I didn't bother to go to Ukrainska Pravda. I'm just going to the Russians because they gave us his statements and quoted. Putin offers condolences to families of those killed in private plane crash in Tver region. So he's not even talking about Prigozhin alone. He's talking about all those guys. As I said, he can be very well the one, but also he can't be. On August 23rd, a plane crashed near the village of Kuznenskino in Russia's Tver region, about 300 kilometers away from Moscow. Russian President Vladimir Putin has expressed condolences to the families of those killed in the private plane crash in the Tver region. Nobody else did that. I didn't hear anybody else saying that. Anyway, it's not their business, obviously. On Wednesday, the Russian Ministry of Emergency Situations said a private airplane en route, blah, 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 we're not going to go that. And this is what Putin said. I'm going to quote him. I knew Prigozhin for a very long time, from the beginning of the 1990s. He was a man of difficult fate, and he made serious mistakes in life. He was a talented person, a talented businessman. He worked not only in our country and worked with results, but also abroad, in Africa in particular. End quote. Putin stated during a meeting with Denis Pushilin, the acting head of the Donetsk People's Republic. All right, so this was Putin's statements regarding Prigozhin. He was an accomplished businessman. He had a strange life because he was a criminal, wasn't he? He went and spent, I don't know, 9 years or something in a colony. So that means he did something bad, and then he founded this company and so on. Well, you shall not be the judge of your brother. Of course you are. Of course we are. We just talk about these things. But anyway, we all judge. No, don't be your judge, but they judge all the time. You're fat as a fucking pig. Oh, you're judging. Didn't you talk about Prigozhin a minute ago, calling him a bad guy? You see? Anyway, hypocrisy is the new rule on our society. So here is Putin coming and saying condolences and this and that. Now, I will draw your attention to another cynical thing, but hey, I'm not saying that one is the same as this one. Remember Marshal Rommel? He was a marshal, wasn't he? Field Marshal. Rommel, the desert fox. He was accused of participating in one of the assassination attempts on Hitler in the Wolf's Lair in Poland. So, the guy and all that, the story. Maybe you know the movie with Tom Cruise. You got it? All right. Ring a bell, clink, clink. All right. So he was accused that he was going to be put on trial, Rommel. And I think two SS guys, or two important guys, showed up at Rommel's house, at his house, private house in Germany. I think he was recovering after a hit by the Allies on his truck, and he was hurt and so on. But anyway, they came over there and said, well, you have two options. One, we take you to Berlin for investigation and court procedures. That means we're going to put you on trial. Hint, hint. Or you're going to have, and then we're going to probably find you, they didn't say that, probably going to find you guilty, and then we're going to shoot you, as we did with everybody else involved over there. Or you do something, and then we're going to provide you with a state funeral. We're going to give your family your honors and all that. Your name will not be, put in slime and fucked up, basically. And Rommel famously went with them, took his Pop told his wife and his son before he left. He got in the car with the guys, left about, 2 miles from the home on a street. The guys left the car, and he committed suicide over there. They came back, and it was announced that he died due to the injuries sustained on that hit on him by the Allies. Okay, and he had a state funeral. Even Hitler sent, a wreath or all that, and everybody. Okay, so I give you this example because it's a clear example of things, But in Hitler's mind, this guy was part of the attempt to assassinate him. So what was he supposed to do? Let him leave or something? Try next time? But you know how things. You try to. I'm gonna. If I can. So anyway, the same here. Putin sent condolences. You can imagine that happening, and it's not only Putin. Other people invaded other countries and hung other people or killed them in the sewerage, at their orders. And you can have, we went, we saw, and we conquered. Hillary Clinton, remember her, Secretary of State, when she heard that Gaddafi was killed like a Middle Ages mob? She was all ecstatic about it. That's the mentality. She didn't give a fuck. Now, so I don't think that she would have a problem doing what other people did back in history. You get the hint? All right, it's not about her. It's not about this. This guy's dead. I think Putin did a, beep answer to, he didn't bother to say anything about anything else. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.